Hi, I'm Sarah Kohut. Jennifer asked me to come and talk to you about restricted stock unit income today. So restricted stock unit income, also called RSUs, is very common in certain industries like the tech industry. So your Amazon, your Microsoft, your Google, Lyft, Uber. I've seen it in some banks. Certain industries, this is part of your compensation. So you'll probably have a base salary and then a number of shares that will vest over a certain time period. And it's different in almost every single company. So that means that if you have RSU income, you need an expert. And the bizarre thing is, this is still super niche. So even though Microsoft, Amazon, they've been around forever, lenders did not start accepting RSU income as compensation until the end of 2017. That's right, 6 years ago. They were like, oh, I guess we'll accept this income that's been around for 20 years. So what that means is that it's still niche. And to make it more interesting, every single company does RSU income differently, and every single loan product treats RSU income differently. So the first question you ask your loan officer is, how do you calculate RSU income? Right? If you have RSU income, you need to use it. You need to know how it's calculated. And it's going to change no matter what bank you're talking to, what the loan product is, right? If I get calls all the time, they're like, I heard you're an RSU expert. I'm coming to you because I've talked to 3 different people and they have no idea how to use my income. Or I'm in this new build, the preferred lender doesn't know how to use my income. I can't qualify without it. My rate's gonna be too high without it, whatever. So first thing, how do you treat RSU income? If it's a correspondent lender like we are, we're gonna say, well, it depends, right? It depends on the loan product. If you're VA or FHA, can't use it, right? FHA and VA still do not take RSU income. I'm working on it. So then the other thing you need to know is what documents you're gonna need to have ready. So there's 3 types of documents you need to have ready for this, and make sure they're in a PDF, no screenshots. I know you guys love a screenshot, but no. First thing, your annual compensation summary. It may be called something else, but this is basically what you get at your annual review that says, here's your base salary, here's the RSU grant you're getting, your refresh grant, and whatever else it may have. That's number 1. Number 2, you need to show 2 years of W-2s, or 1 if you've only been at the company for 1 year, and your end of year pay stub. So that last pay stub you got in December of the past year and or the year before that. And the reason for that is because some companies put RSU income right there on line 14 of your W-2. Line 14, RSU income, X number of dollars. And other companies just roll it up into your overall earnings. Well, we're not going to count it unless it's broken down. So if it's not in your W-2, it has to be broken out somewhere. So if it's not in your W-2 and your pay stubs, it's going to be the next thing that's asked for. The third thing is your vesting schedule. And by vesting schedule, you want something from your internal website that shows the number of shares and the dates on which each of those batches of shares vested. As far back as at least 2 years back, if possible. If you only have a year, fine, 12 months back. And then as far forward as it will go. And the reason for that is this thing called continuity. So if you have a bonus or a commission, what banks are looking for is a 2-year history, sometimes 12 months, and then is it likely to continue in the future? And that's basically based on history. So if you've been getting RSU incomes for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you have a likelihood of continuance. Well, with RSUs, they're not always that generous, right? Some are like likelihood of continuance is fine, let's see the history. But some are like, we want to see the next 3 years forward on a vesting schedule. Well, if you're at a company that vests in 2 years, you're never going to have that. If you're at a company that vests in 1 year, you're never going to have that. So you need to see how continuity is done. And that is also what let's say you are a company that goes that forward, or let's say the lender you're working with has a product, like I have a product where I can just use 12 months forward. I have a product that it's likelihood of continuance, right? We have options. But what you want to show is what you've received in the past, what you've received in the future. You want to do this on a PDF, no screenshots. I know you guys love a screenshot, but no. Most of the systems that lenders use just are not built to take screenshots. They just kick them to the curb. So no screenshots, have that ready. And then, it's going to depend on the loan products available. Realistically, if you're talking to a bank, ask them how they do it. If you're talking to a correspondent lender, ask them what kind of options they have. Give them your story, right? If you're like, I used to work as a teacher and now I work at Google and I've been there for 6 months, I don't think anyone can use that RSU income. No one that I know of can, right? If you're like, I've been there for a year, yeah, we can do that. Google vests every month, Sometimes there's an argument if you're finished vesting for the year. The key is there's so many variations that you really want. If you need to use this income, you need to work with an expert. If you are nervous at all, get pre-underwritten, right? You don't want to be in contract and find out that you can't use that big portion of your income. I see this a lot with new builds, right? I'll get a call when they're like 30 days out and say, I've been working with this lender for 1.5 years or 6 months or whatever. They just told me they can't use my income. You don't want that to be a surprise. So ask what the RSU income calculation is, have those documents ready. Again, annual compensation summary, W-2 and end of year pay stubs, and your vesting schedule going backwards and forwards. And then if you guys have any questions at any time, I'm always happy to help with any of your RSU income needs. Jennifer and I share teammates, so our processors are roped in. We're here for you. Hope this helps you guys.